recording now, Leona. So my name's Emma Burford, and I'm the founder and publisher behind the Business Rocks digital magazine for women in business. And I'm joined today by Leona Dean Martin, or Leona Martin. Which do you prefer, Leona?
It's Leona Martin. The Dean is my husband's name.
Okay. I did wonder, so I was going to check that one with you. Leona Martin, a social media specialist, and maybe you'd like to introduce yourself, Leona, and tell everyone a little about what you do.
Well, basically, I'm a social media coach. I also do I'm a tech geek. I love working on technology, working on different programs out there, and I do some teaching, some one-to-one teaching here local in town. And I'm also in the process of adding a newer service. I'm still working on some details, but it's going to be called Business Designer, where I'm working with someone to put that technology into place and take them that next step with the online world. Because I've run into a lot of people here in town and local where they're not taking their business yet online. And there's so much opportunity to do that. So it's a social media coach, and then I'm that tech geek. I love the name, and then a business designer. But I'm also a former virtual assistant. I started my virtual assisting business back in 2000. So I've been working with various businesses on that end too. So I kind of feel with that, having that knowledge and those skills, that I can take it to the next step and get people on the online world. So that's it. I've lost volume.
So I had to mute myself. I have to tell everyone what's happening right now, because here in London, my nearly 17-year-old's listening to Arsenal football in the background, and there's a lot of cussing and shouting live match. So I muted myself because I know. So if you do hear any really weird noises in the background, I apologise, because
you'll probably hear it too here.
Okay, that's okay then, because I cannot mute him. That's the problem. I can mute myself. I can't mute him. And it's a bit noisy, and I seem to have this really horrible habit of picking a night when I suddenly realise that I've chosen to go live, and then, there's another live football match on. Sorry about that. But,
no problem. Those are very important to kids.
Exactly, yeah. So what I was saying is, actually, for being online since 2000 is a very long time, actually. That's a really long time for doing a virtual assistance and social media. So I didn't know that. So that's really cool, because I think I've actually only been online since 2008. So 7 years. So a lot, with a business. So a lot, but that's cool. So I know you've been working on your website, and that's something else I didn't know that you're doing. So how's that going? Because at the moment, if anyone wants to go and check Leona out, her site is www.leonamartin.com. And basically you're working on a new site, aren't you? So I got a little...
Yeah, that's right. I did a little peek of it. The old copy was it was a rushed website. I was changing the business name because the business name was something else prior to what it is now. And I was in a hurry, and I just shoved something up there, and it started just crashing on me, and I didn't have the feel for it. So I sat back down in December, and I wanted to add those new services, because that was another thing. The other website didn't have the new services on it. And I went looking, and I found a new feel, and it feels better. I just want to make sure it's really got the information on there for people, and people understand what I can offer for them. So I'm taking my time on it. I'm hoping within the next 2 weeks of getting it up, because I've also working on a Evernote online training program. Because Evernote, I've learned Evernote, we can do more than just note taking with it. So I want to work on that as well. So it's going to be one big grand opening within hopefully crossing 2 weeks.
Fantastic. Well, I do use Evernote, and I also use Pocket, but I can't wait to see what you put together, because that sounds really good. So I know you've been working really hard on it for months now, haven't you? So it's all going to come to fruition, and everyone's going to love that, because it's a great a great way of being able to contain your information, isn't it? And keep everything
exactly.
Good. So tonight, if you're watching us now, or you're going to be watching the replay, we're going to be talking a little bit more on social media and being visibility, whether that means being visible like we are today on Blab, and being brave and, you know, putting our faces out there, or just how we use social media to become visible. Because obviously if you're not being seen, then you're just not going to get the business coming to you. So, you know, you can have the best course and the best services to offer, exactly, but if you don't have them, well, ideally in a really good website, like you say, Leona, obviously it does help if your website's really good, but perhaps you can share a little tip with us if you've got something up your sleeve on the social media side to sort of kick off with. And I'm going to just tweet out, in fact, I'm going to share this on Facebook. So while you...
Well, basically with social media, as everybody knows, we need to be consistent. It's especially with Facebook and the organic reach is very low now, and to be consistent and make sure that you're putting content out there that's going to target who your target market is, and don't be on all of the social media platforms. I mean, there's no need. I've got clients right now where it's funny, they think, oh, well, so-and-so told me I'd have to be on all of them. No, not for your business. So just remember, you don't have to be everywhere. You just got to make sure that you're in the right area for your type of business. Because Periscope might not be something for you to use. I mean, that's the popular one right now, but it might not be for you or in your services or your retail business. So that's basically what it is.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right. But, you know, I found it's all a bit of trial and error as well, because, you know, I mean, we all have a rough idea of which platforms, you know, if you like getting out there and you like sharing lots of things about yourself and your business, then yeah, Periscope's great. But you're talking, well, you're talking to people. You obviously can't get so much, you know, engagement with being with other people. So you're going to have to be very good at talking and sharing lots of things, sharing the screen, and you know that doesn't suit everybody. So that's why I think Google Hangouts and Blab are great now, because you've got that chance for people to come and join in the conversation. And we'll open up a seat in a few minutes. If anyone else wants to come join us, then do come in. And if you're watching this live, do press the little tweet button on the left hand side and share the Blab with everyone on your Twitter account, which in fact is another...
I lost you.
Another thing that's fantastic, isn't it, about it's hopping around a bit there. Did you notice? I think we've lost Leona, but it's really hard sometimes. It says, I've got a network error. Make sure your connection isn't blocked by a firewall. Very weird. I'm going to cancel that. And hopefully if Leona can hop in and hop out again, hop out and hop in even, we'll get her back. But yeah, having one channel to focus on is definitely a good way of sharing visibility, because you have much more time to be able to put your efforts into that channel. But it is quite difficult working out which one to go for. So I think to start off with, if you're new to business, or even if you've been in business for a while and a new platform comes up, you just have to give them a go and see how it works with your just clicking her out. I won't let me do that. With your own fans, you know, what do they like? How do they like connecting with you? What do they enjoy? So it says, I don't see you. No, I can't see you. So, and at the moment I cannot hear you, which is really weird, but I'm presuming you can hear me
now
talking.
I've been talking, but
yeah,
no,
I can't see you, Leona, and I cannot hear you, which is like, I've just got this weird message saying, due to a network error, which came up before, make sure your connection isn't blocked by a firewall. So I think the last time this happened, I think I had this problem with Kate actually just before Christmas, and I think she hopped out and hopped back in. So I don't know if you can try that and see if that works. And if you've just joined us, I'm Emma Burford from Business Rocks, which is a digital app on the iTunes and iOS stores. And I'm joined by Leona Martin, who at the moment is just hopping back out and hopping back in because I had a sort of weird firewall pop-up come up. So I'm hoping that she'll be able to get back in. Open seat. Sorry, right, okay. Let's try this again. It's doing silly things.
Yeah. I don't know, but I could see you and I could see myself and I was talking to you, but you couldn't see me at all.
No, really weird. And the last time this happened with Kate, which was the blab I did in December before Christmas, I thought on the recording that I'd be able to see the message, but it didn't show the message. So it only showed it to me, but she wasn't there on the recording. So I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to, I'm in a couple of blab groups. So I think I'm going to go and pick their brains tomorrow.
Yeah.
Find out, what's happening there because, well, firewalls, yes, but I don't have anything really strange on my Mac that I'm aware of. So I don't know what's happened there. So yeah, going back to favourite channels. I mean, I've always loved Facebook. I did a lot of Facebook marketing. In fact, I think that's probably how I've seen you because I know you're a fan of Mari's and I've been a follower of hers for quite some time. So I know
she's the lady.
She's the lady, absolutely for Facebook, absolutely the lady for that one. So, but it's got a little bit noisy. Might be a goal.
You're good. You're good. It's just us. We're good.
So I do really love Instagram at the moment, but I have to say I don't have a big plan for Instagram, which I know I should do because our second issue, like 2 years ago, with Subi Zimmerman, who's the Instagram gal, and she was like, Emma, this is fantastic for your platform. You should get on Instagram. But at the time I was really busy setting up the business and setting up the magazine. So it was really early days. So I never really got into it until about sort of 8 months ago. And I started just posting once a day. But how do you find Instagram? Do you use that for your business? Or
I do. I have really enjoyed Instagram. And I've made some connections. And it's been really great making those connections. And I love the conversation on there. I use a lot of hashtags and I've been just punching things out. I've learned some things. I've learned some things not to do for my account. I just moved 2 clients over to Instagram and that one's a retail and one is retail and services. And they're both doing very well with it. It's been very well worth it to be on Instagram. It seems to be more millennials that are on there, but I'm determined. I'll stay with it. I've been really enjoying the conversation with a lot of people around the world, so it's been nice.
Cool. Okay, I can see someone wants to join us in the seat. I'm going to open it up in about 10 minutes, Sid, if that's okay. So please do comment in the comments and join in with the questions. If you've got anything for Leona or myself, just put /Q and ask us some questions. So sorry, I was just reading the comments there. So yeah, going back to Instagram, which tips can you share with us that you found worked recently? Because I'd love to hear some of those.
Well, find those target hashtags. Find the hashtags of the people that you would like to target to find your information. One tip, and I don't know if anybody would really agree with me, is to not post several posts within a few hours of one another. Give it a nice gap in between posting those images. Those 2 are my main ones. Use professional images. Right.
I have a very big gap because I only do one a day.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. I just post once a day because I experimented. I went 1, 2, 3 within a few hours of one another, and that first one got forgotten, while the last one did not get forgotten. Excuse me. And so I thought, nope, I'll just do once a day, and that's worked out really well for me. And I think that's all I can really handle.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, that's what I'm doing, one a day, which I know if you really want to get into Instagram, then that's not enough. But
no.
I've only got to look at my teens to know that they're like on it all the time, posting stuff. But obviously for me, I feel it's kind of got to be relevant to my market. And like you say, you've got to have all the hashtags in there. And also, if you're going to be on there, you need to be able to spend some time actually making some conversations.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of not doing that, which I know is something I should be working on maybe.
It's been really good. I mean, the conversations can be anything, really. It doesn't always have to be a professional image or business. A young woman, her daughter was going into surgery. So I went in there and I said, it had been several hours since she posted. I just said, hey, how's she doing? And she came back and she replied, and we've been having an ongoing conversation about her. So, it doesn't always have to be a professional thing for people. Make it fun.
Yes, yeah, that's what it's all about. Quick, comments and actually not just kind of buy me kind of post.
And sell and sell.
Yeah, buy me or sell, I'm selling. It was quite, in fact, I haven't put any of those kind of posts on my account at all. And I probably should. I haven't been publishing a magazine on there at all, which I think I should do at least once a month, but I just haven't. But interesting this week, obviously, with the news of David Bowie, which of course you probably know, I was absolutely, I was really upset on Monday.
It was
felt, like I was crying all day. I have to be totally honest. I was just a real mess. I was a hot mess.
He's a very good singer. I enjoyed his music when I was growing up back in the day. And it was really nice that he was able to get that one last album out. And I think that was a tribute to everybody that enjoys his music. So
yeah, absolutely. And what was interesting is I did post a post on the Monday and yesterday related to him, and because I used a different hashtag, I didn't get any more likes or hearts, but basically what was interesting is that I got a lot more spam. So I thought that was really interesting because, obviously you have people that follow your account on Instagram and they see you and they like and comment, but just by changing one thing, I found I had loads of people saying like, we can help with this. There were just lots of comments. So I thought, ooh.
Well, go back into those posts and go into the comment area and add some more hashtags related to him directly. And you'll get more people that aren't going to be those spammers. They're going to be the serious Bowie fans.
Yeah.
That's what and that's, I just learned recently with those hashtags is to put a few of them in the actual content area and then come back and in the comment area, add more of your hashtags.
Right. Okay. So they come back in the comments because some people actually post their hashtags afterwards anyhow, don't they? I don't know if that's what you do, or do you post your hashtags in the comment?
Actually, I have not put them in the comment because they've done so well. Now, if one of them has not done well, then I'll go into that comment area and I'll think, okay, what hashtag did I just mess up on? Did I forget? And then I'll add some more in there because I'm like, this is good content here. What in the world happened today?
But yeah, that's a good idea. I have to admit, I just tend to not go back in and change anything. So maybe I should do that.
And another tip when it comes down to Instagram too is to add that location. Like if you have a brick and mortar store front, go back in and add that location in there. And because within the Instagram, you can search by the business and it'll show their posts.
Right. Well, we'll be watching this. I'm recording it. So if anyone here missed the beginning, you can find it once we've finished on businessrocks.co/live. In fact, I'll pop a note in there that will come up as a replay. So fantastic. So let's talk about Twitter, shall we? Because that's a really good one. I know that's probably one that we all know really well, but how have you found in the 15 years or so that you've been doing this then, how have you found things change, particularly because Twitter's probably the longest platform that I've been on,
well,
similar to Facebook, but yeah,
I got onto Facebook first and then I got onto Twitter probably about a year after that. Twitter's been fun. Twitter, I just find it very creative. You've got to be creative in your content. You've got to find a different way to attract those customers. I am disappointed that they are thinking about opening up to what was it, 5,000 characters or something. Maybe I'm exaggerating that number there, but I'm not looking forward to that capability. I just don't see Twitter being that way. I find Twitter to be fun and creative. I don't really have any special tips on it.
No. You find you use that? I mean, I noticed, I had a look at your account again today, and I thought you've got quite a few thousand followers on your Twitter account.
Yeah.
Have they grown organically, or
it's all organic? I haven't done any advertising within Twitter. I haven't really found the need to do any advertising in it, so it's all organic. I do a newspaper. I don't know if you saw, what is it, the Paperly?
Paperly, yes,
right.
That is a good one.
So I have. That's been fun because I can take it and structure it to certain hashtags, certain industries, and that's been really well worth the time to do that. And that flows in, I think, twice a day. Every 12 hours, I think it comes up, and I've been able to pick out people that way. Oh, and Blab, being on Blab and just making comments and tweeting the sessions out to people. I've gotten more people that way. And I love using lists. I create lists so that I can know, okay, where did I meet Emma? Where did I meet, Wendy? Those, that kind of thing. So I'll remember. And then, of course, I target industries within those lists too, so I can keep track of other social media people, other people who do content, other marketers as well. So I guess that could be one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I really love Twitter, and it's something that, since having my first account, which I no longer use, in fact, I've got a couple of old ones, but basically I've always used lists. I'm a bit of a list addict myself, and I think certainly for me, because I use Hootsuite with my VAs, I have the different streams that you can have. So, I have different lists open at different times, and that's kind of how I share content, which is something I do, just sharing stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But you can see Wendy's in the house. Hello there, Wendy. Hello. It says this is not showing on the website. Oh, that's interesting. That it should be. So I'm not sure why it's not. So yeah, that's cool. I haven't actually opened it up because it will start playing in the background, so I didn't actually check that, but it would normally come up. So I'm going to have a quick look. Oh, and it's getting noisy in the house. You missed this earlier, Wendy, but my teen, the nearly 17-year-old's watching Arsenal live on the telly against Liverpool, so it's been very noisy. I keep having to mute myself, but just going to have a look and see, because normally the last 3 times that I've had this up, it has just streamed in on the website page. I can see it. Oh, it does. It's working fine, my end. I don't know what happened, but yeah, it's definitely working. I'm not sure why you can't see it. But yeah, so no problem. That's absolutely fine. That's cool. Glad you're checking in. So we've talked about Blab and Instagram and a little bit about Twitter. But yeah, Twitter for me is great for conversations. It's great for actually finding people, searching people out, using some of the other platforms to follow the hashtags and connect up with people like that. In fact, what would be really good is if there was some way of streaming your Blab Twitter chat stream, like Tweet Chat or something. That would be really cool, wouldn't it? Because it would,
and I'm sure that'll probably come down the line, or Blab will find some way to do that. Yeah, to write.
Because when you're actually on, say, like Mari's webinars, I've always followed them on Tweet Chat or something, and you can kind of you can chat with people immediately when it's even streaming, so it makes it really easy to do. Exactly. So yeah.
It'll come. It'll come. Well, Periscope just added that capability within Twitter, so I can't imagine Blab not having that capability eventually as well. They're just fine tuning this platform here, and I think once they get it to where they like it and this feels satisfaction from everybody like you and I think that next step will be running it live on Facebook, running it live on Twitter. You name it. I see it. It's coming.
And being able to screen share, because that's something I kind of, because I'm very, very kind of visual. So it's like, okay, it's great being able to sort of sit here and talk to you. In fact, it's fantastic.
Right.
But even better to be able to say, right, actually, this is what I mean, and actually share what you're doing as well. So that will come down the line as well. I didn't know about Periscope, so fill us in on that one.
Well, I haven't really read it up, but basically from what I understand is Periscope is now allowing so that when you're in Twitter and you've got your Periscope, because you know how it auto posts on there that you've got a Periscope session going on. Well, supposedly there is a live stream in there, but I have not looked into it. I haven't checked it out yet. Right now, I haven't even used Periscope. I tried it back in the early days. I was trying to use it on a tablet and it was upside down. I was like, oh man, because I wanted to do a quick live stream of an event that I was hosting, and I just couldn't get it to work on that. And then I attended a few Periscopes, and I wasn't impressed because I was trying to listen to what she was trying to say, but she kept answering questions, and then she forgot what she was talking about. So I guess, yeah. So I kind of thought I backed off on Periscope, but I try to keep tabs on it to see, what are they doing? You can use Catch Me to catch her, that kind of thing. Otherwise, I just haven't found a need for it for me. And that just didn't impress me when she forgot her conversation.
That is really easy to do though, because even tonight, I'm checking the comments. It's quite hard to juggle everything and listen and concentrate. Right. And obviously, if there's 3 or 4 of you, then it gets easier because the person that's in the chair can be kind of manually checking things. In fact, I know some of the blabs I've been on before Christmas, they were talking about having 2 of you and teaming up and one doing, because you don't have to be on camera. You can have a VA or someone in the background actually kind of picking up on questions and things like that. So put them in a Google Doc if you're really that big and you're going to have millions and zillions of questions. So that's a good way of doing it as well, I guess. But, so in fact, I'm just having a look. Mohammed's joined us. Hello there, Mohammed. So Wendy, I know you've had a tough week. Have you got any questions for Leona? Because I know you know her quite well, but I'm sure you don't know her well enough to not ask a few questions. Have you got something you might like to pick her brains on? And we can talk about that. So, and I guess the one we haven't talked much about Pinterest, but Pinterest, thank you for the props, Mohammed. Pinterest, I got really into sort of about 3 years or so ago. And I used to spend every Sunday sitting there going through all the pins. But I've kind of phased out on that one a little bit now. I think, like we were touching on at the very beginning of our conversation, is having that one channel, and or if not one, maybe 2, but being able to really concentrate on those. And I think that was a problem I found. I wasn't really giving it enough attention in the end. So I haven't done an awful lot with that one. But Pinterest is it's all visual. You can put videos on there from YouTube, but they have to be hosted on YouTube. So you can't use Vimeo, you can't use Wistia, or even Facebook. So it's all YouTube. So if someone's not doing YouTube videos, then it's not going to work with them. But Pinterest is unique. It's different. Like you in the very beginning, I was on there all the time. I was doing all sorts of great stuff. And then I just kind of fell through the window. But with them coming out for people that are doing products and retail services, they've really worked with those people. So if you're in the retail business, definitely be on Pinterest, because you can use their it just left my mind, the capability of selling. Not the pin it button. There's a little blue button thing, isn't it? The buy button. I'll just call it that. You've got that capability now. And then the advertising for retail. I mean, it's really, to me, it's more for people that have products and maybe services as well. If you can, find a way to satisfy people and do that. But I like Pinterest. I mean, it's fun. I like being creative because I love the tall images that you can create, and you can put a lot of stuff within those images and make it fun. I know I went through a stage of collecting loads and loads of infographics because they became really popular. I don't know, maybe I'm just not looking at them as much now, but they don't seem to be as virulent as they were. There were lots, there was like lots and lots of infographics. But like you say, it's a great one for crafts and visual branding. And Wendy's saying here that it's her top social media referral back to her site by 3 times traffic. So that's a really good stat, Wendy. That's really,
that really is good.
And see what's happening there, because
and it's really good to hear that. I mean, because I do have a client who is in the retail business, and he is on Pinterest, and unfortunately Pinterest did not allow him to do something on there because of a product that he had, which is fine. We totally get it. We'll fix it and he'll be on there. But he's done very well for himself. He gets repinned quite a bit as well. I don't know if he got any referrals, because when you look at your Google Analytics, I love Google Analytics as determining which one is, and obviously Wendy knows that. But yeah, Pinterest. I find Pinterest to be, like you say, visual marketers, even real estate, people selling houses and condos and all that. I can see it.
Wow. I used to, for a short period, worked in the housing industry, and it's changed so much now because of the social media side of it. I know in America it's much bigger thing. I can't see that that's happened here in the UK yet. And I know we talked about a little bit on your local marketing, because going back sort of 3 or 4 years, when social media, most of the naysayers were going, oh no, you don't. I'd have lots of friends and business people, and they'd all be going, no, it's rubbish. In fact, I won't say his name, but one of my relatives is a very high-powered director for a very big chain, and he's like, no, we've tried social media, it's rubbish. This is going back 4 or 5 years, and obviously now, of course, they're all over it like a rash. But it's just, I think certain people could see it happening, and other businesses, they tried it a bit, they didn't get it. So that's interesting. I don't think we've got any housing industries on our Pinterest in the UK.
Well,
I'd be really surprised.
I don't know if it's I don't know if anybody that I know that's a realtor that is using Pinterest, but I would think it would be a great way to do it. I mean, they have to have professional photos of these homes. They can't really sell the homes through Pinterest, but they can at least market these homes on there. And it might be another way for them to market, because Twitter might just not be for them. They might not want to use Twitter, but they would like to have at least that second platform. Instagram, I see that one being good for them.
Especially if they've got an app or some other kind of platform that you can actually connect through to. And that's, certainly for being visible, that's what it's about. It's making things seamless and very quick and easy for people to actually be able to use them, which is kind of what got me hooked on the digital magazine app, because it's still very young. Not many people are still they're getting to grips with their iPhones, but it's just becoming aware, people knowing that it's there, really. So it's just early days. Cool. Okie dokie. So I really loved talking to you, Leona. I know we probably could chat all night, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I know we'll have to have a private hangout with some of the other Business Rocks members at some point.
There we go. Yeah.
I think Wendy's got a little thing. Oh, Facebook ads. Well, yes.
Yeah.
That's another one. Wendy's saying we've been chatting about Facebook ads.
Yeah.
How effective the ads are and any recommendations. Okay. Visibility. Yeah. Basically, from my experience from ads, you need to be able to test quite a few. You need to test quite a few different ones, whether it be, first of all, testing your images to see which images are getting the best clicks or shares or comments, or, but so there's four elements. It's your images, it's your content, it's your audiences, and there's another one which has gone right out my head, but there you go. That's what happens when you're working at 9 o'clock at night. But definitely those two. So you've got images and content and your audiences. For me, I'm testing out some ads through the Connectio app software, which I bought before Christmas, which is using lead ads, which are the ones that are literally the pop-up ads. And I'm trying those because they're for mobile. So I'm kind of targeting mobile users rather than desktop at the moment.
Okay.
And I've been running a few of those. Not particularly successful yet, but I realised when I was running some over Christmas and New Year that I probably wasn't targeting. Well, firstly, I think it's a really weird time to try it, but I was quite quiet. So I thought, right, while I'm twiddling my toes, not quite, but almost, I'll try it. But yeah, and basically it's audience. I'd got that wrong. And that's, I've been using ads now for about however long they've been out, at least a couple of years.
It's been several years,
2 or 3 years. I've taken 2 or 3 courses, and probably my next step is possibly to go down the John Loomer route and do sort of one-to-one with someone like him or Julie Lowe, and really tweak what I want to do. But I think for you, Wendy, it's, you just got to be able to test, you know, like a few. And from what I've been told, I actually did a course with Nicola, her surname's gone out of my head, but basically another course, and she was suggesting that you let them run for at least 5 days. So that's what I've been doing, because in the past I've kind of set up a few, and I've had different images, and I've kind of put them on, day or two, nothing much happening, switch them off. But you have to let them simmer, and you know, obviously depending on how much you're spending, which for most of us probably, you know, unless we're big corporate companies, we're going to be spending quite small amounts, but you need to have at least 2 or 3 kind of to compare against, really. But yeah, so for me, I'm not doing my kind of bog standard. I'm not doing my page light ones at the moment. I'm just doing lead ads, which are literally opting them into my autoresponder series. So that's what I've been aiming at anyhow, to get them to sign up, to get them into the emailing list.
And that's what I agree.
Yeah. I'm here.
I agree with that, because, well, one thing is I have heard to give your ads 24 hours. And in 24 hours, if they're really, truly not doing anything, to shut it completely down, but not to come back and reboot that ad, recreate that whole ad again with different content, different images, and then run it. But that's from Mari Smith. Mari Smith was saying 24 hours. And then another thing, I don't know, Wendy, if you have the Facebook Pixel on your website as well.
Yeah.
So that's another thing, and that's something new. She just came out with another article, and I haven't read that one yet, but that one, the Facebook Pixel, is very important to have too. That's another way to track it on your website to see how things are going as well. But give it, just my thought is, definitely do it within 24 hours. The 5-day thing, I get where they're going with the 5-day, but if you wait 2 days and then you're like, well, gosh, I haven't gotten any sales, and you can go back and look and then just pause it or stop it, but definitely within 24 hours. If you don't see anything going on within 24 hours, I would shut it down completely, but don't come back and edit that ad and then restart that ad, because it messes up that whole, all that content and stuff that Facebook has got in there for results. Just create a whole new one. I think you duplicate the ad and then edit it. Yeah,
so you can duplicate your ad and start another one. That's interesting. I mean, I can understand how, though, with Maru, because she has such a huge audience, within 24 hours, she's going to know whether that's a good one or not, because she's got good...
And I have to agree with that too, because a while back I was running an ad and I did not check it, and 2 days later I'm thinking, wow, you know, I haven't gotten anything out of this ad. Come to find out, it wasn't even doing anything. Now I never figured out why it wasn't doing anything, because it said it was live and active, but it wasn't doing anything. And I thought, shucks, I wish I had known 24 hours ago, so that I could have shut that down and restarted it without having this 2-day gap in here. So that's where I like, and
yeah, I've heard that happen with other people as well, where it's literally like as if it's not even being viewed.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's so many different things inside Facebook that we just don't, you know, fully understand all the time. So you never know exactly what things are happening. And a lot of people find their ads are approved and then they're disapproved and things like that. But I can see, I don't know the name here, but Mr. Advertising or Mrs. Advertising, Jonathan.
Jeremy.
Jeremy, thank you, Jeremy. He's saying, yeah, if you 10 cents per click or conversion would be good. So yeah, I agree. And I've heard video. I mean, I'm planning to do a video one soon, so I thought that would be one to test with my lead ads and get them in. And I've heard people paying 1 cent.
I know. I have not gotten 1 cent in quite some time. So I'm thinking, how are you doing this? I would love to know, because I haven't gotten down to that in quite some time.
The last person I heard that had done that was paying something like, had only paid $5 but got 500 views. So that's a great result.
Yeah.
So what sort of ads are you running, Leona? What sort of business ads can you say without being too or you can tell whatever
basically like you, I don't do any page like ads. I'm not really interested in that. I run ads to my opt-ins. And that's what I do with clients as well. We don't do any page likes. We do mainly to the opt-ins. I have not run one this year, but another client, she had a really awesome class come up, and we ran that for 5 days, and that one did really good. I was really surprised, because the audience, we had really targeted the audience down. I think we were down to 2,000. And because we didn't want a big audience for this. So 2,000 was perfect for her. And I think it was like 20 cents. And she got, I think it was 300 and some people clicked on the link. So it was really nice to see that. And then the conversion, well, she doesn't have the Facebook pixel on her end. So it's like, which is fine. We'll get to that point. But we were desperate to get this ad out there. And it did really well. I was really surprised. I did an ad last year around Christmas time, and I think because it was geared for the Christmas season, it did fairly well. But you're right, during the holidays, it's tough running ads. It can really be tough.
I know. I can see Jeremy's saying that sometimes, half cool, half crazed, and it depends what marketing ads. Whether you're doing marketing ads, they are harder. They do seem to charge us a bit more. It depends what niche you're in, doesn't it? And some ads can do extremely well, and others flop. So, as I said at the beginning, Wendy, it's just all about testing as much as you can. Maybe we'll do some group share testing in our private group that we've got, and we'll see if we can find some sweet spots for everybody, because that's something that is a big thing. And I know I'm actually in a group on Facebook, and we actually kind of share some ad things as well. But in fact, I'm in a couple. One of them was for apps, but it's really difficult with apps. We are paying quite a lot for those to be the tracking's kind of there now, and you can have a look at all the stats and the analytics for apps in Facebook, but it's much more expensive. So for the moment, I'm actually going for lead ads rather than going straight into the app. So that's what I do. Yeah.
Right.
Fantastic.
So I'm just wondering, what kind of ads are you doing, Wendy? Are you doing lead ads or page likes?
I think I did see a post from Wendy earlier today, and I think she was doing boost posts, but I'm sure she'll say, I mean, if you blog a lot, then that can be really useful. And you can definitely, if you've set up your custom audiences in advance and you're using Power Editor or Business Manager, then you can already get that going inside your boost post anyhow now, which obviously you couldn't do before. And I know you touched on the pixel. I've had mine on my site for ages now. I think a lot of people don't get why or how important it is, because then you can actually find out where they've got to in your sales process. That's obviously digging a bit deep, isn't it? But and it was funny because
it was interesting, because prior to the Facebook Pixel, I was using Google Analytics. So I've been using I was so used to doing Google Analytics that I forgot about the Facebook Pixel when they started using it several years ago. So I just recently, within the last year, finally put that on my website, because I've been using Google Analytics for years. But and I still use Google Analytics. I don't really put too much into the Pixel for myself, but I will for my clients. But I just love Google Analytics.
On there, and you can create you can put a custom audience pixel on your pages and all of that kind of stuff. Find out where there's some really
stuff. Well, Facebook has really sat down with these Facebook ads, and they're listening to us. and they're trying to find ways to make it easier for us. And I think that custom audiences was the best thing for them to come out with, because you can make it as big as you want, all the way until as small as you want, and focus on certain, focus on one country for one ad, focus on another country for another ad. It's just, I love the custom audiences. It's wonderful. So Wendy, are you using the custom audiences? Because you can do that within your boost. You're not as well targeted, I don't believe, in the boosting.
Yeah, you can definitely build your custom audiences and then pull them into your boost post.
Yeah.
There are certain things that you can do. You can't do everything, but you can definitely make things a lot more targeted now, which you never used to be able to. I think she's put page likes here, targeting page likes. So that's the most common place where people start doing that, and that's a good place to go, because then you can show those to everyone and their friends, or just everybody that likes your page. So if anyone has any other questions, I think Leona and I probably got another 5-10 minutes, and then we're going to go and watch the second half of the football match here in London. I am.
Who's winning? Do you know who's winning by hearing them?
It could be 2-0, but who knows? It's so vocal here, I have no idea. If I just look at the phone, I'll tell you. I have the app on my phone as well.
Okay, so Wendy says that she does targeting, but she hasn't done much, just played about a little this week. Yeah. And that's, you're doing the boosting. She's doing just boosting. You're not going into Power Editor or the Ads Manager, right?
As far as I know, I don't know that Wendy was, so you might clarify, but I think probably just the boost post.
Yeah. Last one. Oh, you did good. Yeah, Ads Manager has really made some great changes as well, because I was using Power Editor for years. Yeah, I have a client who swears on boosting. That's all he will do. He refuses to open up that Power Editor. He refuses to open up the Ads Manager, but he boosts all the time. And he did create a custom audience. He's got it. Duck Dynasty is his biggest one on there, and because he's in the camo industry. But yeah, I mean, he swears by the boosting. Me, I do boosting very rarely. If I feel that whatever I posted on that page is of interest, and I'll go ahead and boost it, and then I do as little as like $3. I don't want to do too much, and I do it for like a couple of days. So
yeah.
Yeah,
if it works, I think it's there now because it's easy for people who don't have the time or the inclination, because let's admit it, not everybody likes to go and do that. It sounds like you love it, Leona, I can tell.
Well, I mean,
you're paid to love
it. To me, when you should use a Facebook ad is when you want to get those leads, when you want to promote a product or a service. And then the boosting, just my thoughts on boosting is, if I have a quote, or if I know there's a piece of content that I don't need to sell the content, but I want people to see the content, then I'll do a boost over doing an ad. So that's just my thinking. And I do that with clients as well. We just don't sell on there. And he does.
Like we said, it's about visibility, isn't it? So it's being able to, the pay to play, which for 3 years now has just been the way forward. And, more so in the last year or two now, it's just become harder and harder. So, so that's great stuff to learn, isn't it? I mean, I actually do quite like it, but obviously, I seem to have my finger in so many pies often that, I have to have focused periods of time to be able to spend on Facebook ads. And at the moment, the magazine doesn't have enough budget to be able to outsource it, which I'd like to do, but that will come. So
it will.
I like you. I like the techie. I like the geeky stuff. So I like. So I do quite enjoy. In fact, I think a lot of us do.
I think so too.
Yeah, not everybody. You get some people who are like, no, just don't want to do any of that, and but if you're online, and
I like those people.
Cool. Excellent. Right. Thank you, Leona. I'm going to just let you sign out with where people can find you so that we can catch up again with you after the call.
Yeah. Well, the website, as you guys know, is down, but let me get my Facebook page.
Cool. Thank you, Wendy, and thank you, Jeremy. It's been lovely having a chap in the house. Perhaps next time you'll come and join us. I know we locked the seat at the beginning, but Leona and I were just really catching up and going through some of what we find useful in our business. And there will be a replay on the businessrocks.co site, so, and obviously on Blab. So been great having you here, and tomorrow's another day, so I'm going to go and watch the second half of the match. But Leona can be found at leonamartin.com and on her Facebook page, which is A+ Admin Services, or SVS, which is in the chat there. So I will pop those on the post, because I'm using the Simple Live Press plugin, which will automatically convert onto my website. So this will become a post. In fact, when I say automatically, I actually moderate it. So I will go in and add something tomorrow and then publish it, so, and share it with everybody. So that will get yourself a little bit more visibility. And it's been lovely talking to you, and we'll have to do it again.
I'm so glad that we finally found time to do this, because I know during the holidays we tried and it did not work out.
No, I know. And running up to Christmas was, everyone's so busy, and there was lots of different things going on. And apart from a couple of weird blips, which I'm going to definitely check, because it's odd that you could, you could see me, but I couldn't see you. And then it just corrected itself. I still think there are a lot of buggy bits.
I just logged out and I did a refresh on my Google Chrome.
And you were back.
Yep.
Fantastic. Okay, guys. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Wendy, and anyone else that's watching live or on the replay later. We'll catch up with you again soon.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks a lot, Emma. Have a good night.
And you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Trying to get out.